Hello and welcome. I'm going to be going into using some of these art crayons by Marabu. Oops, I forgot this one I haven't opened yet. So I personally like them. I like how you can use them sort of like watercolors, but not. I know, great description. But honestly, I like how you can just be so loose with it. They are super smooth. They are going to just be so different than anything else I've ever used. And I like it. I like how they are different. They are going to give you a little bit different effect. So you can use them without water, with water. I'm going to be using them with water today, doing sort of a little bit of an abstract piece. So this is just my fun. I have very limited colors right now. I have 4 colors and 2 shades. But you know what? It's awesome. I love it. I love them. I'm slowly building up my collection of them. And they are just really smooth. Like, if I could let you feel these, it feels like they're gliding on the paper. And for me, that is a very unique thing to feel. So I personally really love it. I have a water brush here that's already filled that I'm going to be using with it, as well as, come on, refocus. As well as over top, I'll be using Sakura Micron pens. Oops. Trying to get it to focus. I decided to wobble now. So it's just something that I think is really awesome, really cool to use. And I think when people hear, oh, you can sort of use it like watercolor, the instinct is to do just that. Use it like watercolor, but they're not watercolors. They are something just completely different. They are their own unique art supply. And when you try to use different art supplies like you would your normal stuff, it's not quite going to work the way you want it to. So that's where I'm not the most experienced with it. I'm still experimenting. But I feel like I see them included in a box and people freak out because it's like, oh, what do I do with this? And it's just like, you let things flow, like experiment, like whatever it's going to be. And that's my dog coughing in the background. I just did a little check on her. She's good, I think. But yeah. Is this going to be my best piece in the world? No. Is this something fun that I'm doing at 10 o'clock at night? Because I want to experiment, because I haven't done it a lot with them, because I've had such a limited palette. Yes. But you know what? It's going to be fun. So I just slathered on a bunch of stuff. Now I'm just dripping some water on just to get this going, and I start working it, trying to get this. I'm sort of trying to get a little effect of smoothness between these, a little swirl and a little mixing of them. Again, I'm not trying to make it perfect. Just going to try to put it on, and you know what? A little bit of blue won't hurt up here. Go with red and go over to this yellow and go back. Well, it's not technically yellow, it's caramel. I had gotten my brown. Well, actually, it's not brown. It is, what color are you? Terracotta, cherry red, and my caramel color I got on clearance. And so those were my first three. I had seen them and I thought, oh, art crayons, that'd be very interesting to try. So I was like, okay, let me try it. So I saw those. I got them for 97 cents. Honestly, completely worth it. I am so glad I got them. The rest of them have not been that cheap. The black one I got in a Art Snacks box, which I'll have it linked in the description if you want. The blue I had, and white I had a coupon at Michael's. So I've just sort of been collecting them and building up my collection. So that's sort of what I've been doing. It's not necessarily like I bought a big set. It's I get a coupon. I go and I get more. That is what I've been doing. It's driving my boyfriend absolutely nuts right now because I always bring him with. And this is probably going to look really weird, but I have more intended for this, so bear with me. So yeah, so I'm just doing sort of a style I saw before in which people just sort of willy-nilly put the colors on, grab some water, and just sort of mushed everything around. So that's where I sort of had that white on first on the outside of the, what did I grab? Oh, pentagons. And then inside the pentagons I tried to be a little bit more precise. And while it's wet, I'm just going to put in a little bit more white here. And I'm actually going to put in a little bit more blue. And I think I'm actually somehow smoothing it out in a way. It's sort of funny. Yeah, make sure if you go from one to another, I'm going to have to a little bit clean my white beforehand. It's okay. My white is used a lot because when I got it, I use these on black paper. But yeah, you can use these on tone paper. You can use them on black, which is a tone paper. But a lot of times when I think tone paper, I think of the tone gray, the tone brown. I have tone blue that I got in a subscription box, and I've not been able to find tone blue since. Like, I've been looking on Amazon. I'm not the best internet searcher, so if you know of where you can find tone blue paper, let me know. I would love some, especially I would love some that I would be able to use with watercolors. That would be amazing. Like, that would be my absolute ultimate. Because, yeah, watercolors can go with tone paper too. Anyway, so that is, I think, good for part one. For the next part, in which I'm going to be using the Sakura Micron pens, I'm going to need this to be dry. So I will be back then. Alright, so it's the next morning and this is completely dry, and it doesn't really smudge when it's dry, which is, I think, is really nice compared to like when you first put it on. It's that pastel-y texture, so it's really nice when you don't have to worry about it getting smudged. So I'm just really leaning into more of a abstract-y geometric thing. So I'm going to be using these Micron pens over top. And I actually use these stencils. I sort of got them as, like, I'm not the best sketching out shapes, so let's do it. So I'm going to start with a 10. Wait, actually, I'm going to start with a 12. And I think you can use the art crayons doing more realism, but I think they just lend themselves really well to abstract art, which is what I did here. I was doing more of an abstract piece. But you know what? You can use it for anything. You can use it if you find a way to do realism with it. Let me know. I would love to be able to see it. For my purposes, as I've really been practicing abstract because I get so focused on, okay, it should look like this and the realism should be this and this and this and this. I can get a little bit too caught up in that. So I've been trying to push myself with some more abstract, which sounds bizarre when I basically am using geometric shapes, but I'm using them for geometric. And currently I don't know where my ruler is, so I'm going to use this rectangle one. I didn't necessarily get these shapes for the rectangle and square. It was more of there was a perfect circle, and I could always use a perfect circle. So we have a couple different shapes then in this piece. Having the ovals, we have the pentagons, we have now a bunch of lines. And it's just sort of mixing things up. Like, nothing has to be precisely what it seems. I think that's one thing I'm trying to do with abstract. Is just really push myself to do that what nothing seems like. It's just something completely different. Hey, I just completely just wrote on the template with that one. Great job. And that just lifted up. Oh well. It'll be fine. These are flimsy. I wasn't expecting a perfect line. I've actually been considering taking an abstract course on something like Skillshare. But at the same time, I sort of wonder, what can be taught with abstract? Like, that is a legit question I have. What can you do and to teach abstract? Like, okay, I can understand doing like color theory would be something that you can do, but is that all? Like, would it just be a class on learning how to let go of your want of reality and precision? And I think some people are just more in tune to it, I guess, is how I always perceived it. Like, I also thought it was just the science nerd hanging out with the art people, doing just some fun classes when I was in high school until like I was a senior, and I actually had one of the art teachers say, "Hey, did you consider majoring in art?" So for me, I always saw myself as not one of those good people in art. But you know what? I think my perception of myself was very much marred in high school. I was actually bullied a lot more than I think I even realized. Like later, like some people who just completely like made me feel awful about myself, saying I was so fat and all this stuff. And I looked back at pictures and with more of an objective eye and saw they're making fun of me of being fat, but they weighed more than I do. So that a little bit goes to show that you can't trust your own judgment when you're being bullied, because those bullies are just there trying to make you feel awful. Yeah, never trust what a bully says. And actually at the time I didn't even really think of this person as a bully. That's the sad part. But c'est la vie. Such is life. I think I used that wrong. Okay. I am actually done. I knew this was going to be a short. When I do abstract, I try to keep it shorter because otherwise I will focus on trying to make it more precise and pretty. And now the fun part, because it's dry, I can easily remove this. And of course, I don't think I got the tape down 100%. Ooh, that just was a perfect curl. So yeah, there is my piece. I'm just going to take my little 8. I'm going to assign the corner. I'm going to date it because if I can remember the date. Sorry for the camera moving. I'm trying to check it, the date. Okay, the 11th. You'll probably be seeing this the same day because it's morning. 7-Eleven. Probably people are going to be going to 7-Eleven today. That was a thing in college that people did. I never did. Anyway, here is my abstract using Marabu Art Crayons. I definitely love how this turned out. It just was really fun doing some geometric stuff. Anyway, I hope this inspires you, maybe gives you more confidence to try something out of the box. Okay, bye.